Greetings, good morning, and a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is shining and the magpie is casting. Can meet you guys right now with a live 1 versus 1 battle featuring spawning in the south. It is going to be the Overcommand West forces of level 5's GentleFox. And spawning in the north, it is going to be the United States forces of Vodka Company. Looks like he's taking a break from playing as the Soviets, but is probably still just as smashed as ever. We are, of course, used to him being wasted and in control of a large amount of military force. That is Vodka Company's way here. He's probably he probably does like 2 shots every time he suffers a squad wipe or something. That's probably his philosophy when it comes to playing, I imagine. But anyway, so let's see now. GentleFox has gone straight ahead and picked the Scavenge Doctrine, an ever-spicy and all-rounder commander. Yep, that's a development that's already happened. The map, of course, is Leglise Breakout, which I have not cast in some time. I get the feeling that this is one of the more heavily vetoed maps, because I don't often see it on the live games lobby. I'm just giving it a really jerky pan around here. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, an interesting map. Lots of different combat environments, actually. Some of the areas of the map are very open. Some of them characterized, like the center of the map here, by a lot of structures and stuff like that. And it will be of use to GentleFox here that he can construct the MG34 team, and that will give him a lot of say-so over who goes where in the middle of this map, at least until the American player can get out some kind of way of dealing with an MG. Once you get an MG into one of these lovely buildings around here in mid, it actually can be quite difficult for the USF to dislodge that without putting together some sort of a spicy move. Looks like we've got the Kubelwagens just sneaking around, capping some points out on the map, and I have to say I do kind of like it when Overcommand players use their Kubelwagens like this. I mean, I myself, I'm just too often too tempted to use my Kubelwagen for harassing enemy infantry and stuff like that. And of course it does capture points like a little faster than regular infantry. Like, it is really good at capping up points. It's cheap, it's fast, so I should probably use it for that more often. Not that I play OKW very much these days, more of an austere man, or at least trying to become more of an austere man these days. But anyway, looks like we've got mixed skirmishing, exchanging of fire between buildings and units in heavy cover in mid, so some very slow DPS fights going down here. Looks like the American player Vodka Company going to be mixing in a mortar at a relatively early stage, also favouring a very rear echelon heavy style to begin with. And these things will make sense, I suppose, as time goes on. Rear echelons are kind of okay, actually, just as like mainline combat units. We've seen Captain Sprice from time to time run the rear echelon gauntlet. And once they get up some veterancy, they even become 5 men and become like reasonable in combat. And of course, if you... Oh, he's gone ahead and done it. If you pick the Rifle Company, then you can give them McFlammenwerfers. So it's all starting to make sense now. And this, of course, you know, the middle of this map, and indeed most of this map actually, does have a lot of cover, a lot of buildings. So those flamethrowers could be set to provide a lot of value here. Mortar squad just rocking up into town, going to put itself down here. Up to 3 squads of Volks now. 4 GentleFox. They're just spreading out around the map, claiming some ground. And speaking of claiming ground, okay, this Kubelwagen is now idle. He wants to just rally that on to the next point, I guess. But speaking of claiming ground, GentleFox, on account of this Kubelwagen, which has grabbed like all of the left of the map, is looking real good. So just already demonstrating the value, like I was saying earlier, of having that Kubelwagen out there capping ground instead of trying to chew up rear echelon squaddies, which is, come on, it's just so fun. You know what, I think that's an overhang from the days when, like, when Kubelwagens were, like, mobile MGs. Do you remember when they used to have the arc and, pardon me, they used to suppress and they didn't used to capture? That's kind of like how I feel like I still use Kubelwagens, to my detriment, I imagine. Like, in my head, they're still, like, a funky, cool, fun-to-micro-attacking unit. But anyway. Looks like Storm Pioneer's getting on up into this building, going to try and make a move. Volks Grenadiers also moving up to apply pressure. Speaking of pressure, though, that mortar getting its first kill there, going to slay a Storm Pioneer. So beginning to chalk in some damage. More Volks Grenadiers joining this fight, and we're going to have our first big fight of the game here. Flammenwerfer finishing up on these rear ash just in the nick of time here to start turning this fight. And that it will. Going to start burninating these German units back, scoring some pretty good damage, getting some good veterancy up on that rear echelon squad already. Now would be a time when having that Kubelwagen in the fight would have made a bit of a difference, actually. If that Kubelwagen was just positioned here, constantly datting people down, then that would have been really good. 3/4 ton ambulances here, so the American player is able to heal and replenish those losses in situ, which is really nice. It's cracked attack here, and you can see the field control here looking absolutely fantastic for GentleFox. So that's some good stuff. He's even going to sneak a squad of Volks on by here and try and grab this fuel point. Doing a lot of work with a pretty standard-looking OKW army in the face of a pretty fierce-looking American army who's adding another mortar. Oh, heavens, Vodka Company. What have you been drinking? Well, I fear we know the answer to that. These mortars just bullseyeing the Kubelwagen there. Absolutely savage. And it looks like we're going to have a battle group at HQ, and the positioning on this HQ does make it look like GentleFox probably wants to use that for a forward fallback. This one of those maps that does actually provide a lot of value for having it centrally positioned. He's going to go for a light gun first, which I guess makes sense when your opponent has two mortars, maybe. The trouble is the mortars just tend to beat lights, but anyway. So anyway, yeah, he's going to go for that light gun. We'll see what he's able to get done. I mean, I have faith in GentleFox here, and I'm really keen to see this mortar go on to do something good. But I can't help but feel like an MG34 would have been pretty decent. I mean, if he gets that MG34 into, like, this building... well, no, but there's flamethrower echelons, aren't there? So that's why he's not doing that. Okay, alright, keep up, Magpie, keep up. Whoa, these Volks have been sort of forgotten about. They'll be fine. They're just going to fall back just now. STG's just now finishing up on them and appearing on the other Volks. So it looks like GentleFox is a man who really believes in the power of the STG. My mouse sensitivity feels like it's off. It's really weird. Anyway, so it looks like the American player, like, firmly concentrating his base of fire in this position here. And this is kind of unusual for an American player. They are used to playing a more mobile, more map-controlling style than this. Now, the captain is out, so we could see a Stuart coming, but not for some time, actually, because, I mean, look at the resource differential. Like, the American player is getting McSlouted as far as resources go. He's actually even falling behind in the VPs. So, has to be careful there. Light gun here taking some shots. I don't know where it's taking shots at. Is that firing into the mortars? Yeah, it is firing into the mortars. Reasonably ineffectively at the moment. But that could pick up. Sorry, just my phone just pinged up there, but we're all good. So let's see. Yeah, Vodka Company bringing back the infantry company. Is that what this guy's called? Sorry, Rifle Company. Rifle Company. I always get that one wrong. So yeah, hopefully we're going to get to see an Easy 8. God damn, it's been a long time since I've seen a spicy Easy 8 come onto the battlefield. The Easy 8, that used to be the absolute kingmaker for USF. Like, that used to be such, like, the scariest thing they could make. And it was properly terrifying. And then they added the, what I like to call the Easier 8, I guess. Or the, like, even easier 8, or something. Which was the Pershing. I mean, the Pershing is basically a super Easy 8, isn't it? Let's face it. Anyway. Volks here getting a pretty nice overrun on these rear echelons. Going to force a fallback, and that I imagine should be an incendiary grenade coming up. The munitions are available. No incendiary onto the mortar is a touch unusual. Maybe he's going to try for a Faust? Is that? No, he's just going to go for the shots on this mortar. Really wants to try and get a squad wipe here. Oh my god, and he does. GentleFox, absolute brutality. Jaeger Light Infantry going to spawn out in this fight, but they get quickly dealt with. Some Flammenwerfer going to go down, and he steals an American mortar. Oh, that's crippling for Vodka Company, and I do feel for him. It always sucks to lose a squad at this stage in the game. Even worse if that squad then gets looted. Now, there is an American officer, captain with a Tommy gun here, plus Rear Esh with a Flammenwerfer here, who could try. They only have to kill 2 members of this squad. They get 1. The squad is quite low. Oh, but that mortar is gonna get out of there. Oh, that really hurts. That really hurts. Medics have done no forward fallback point on this battle group at HQ, by the way. Keeping my eye on that. I mean, 300 manpower is a big old whack to spend on a research like that, so I wouldn't blame GentleFox for not doing it, but we'll see. He's up to, so let's see, these Jaeger Lights are on the field now. His army looks pretty beefy. What the Vodka Company? What is wrong with you, boy? He built himself a 3rd mortar, which is now coming to the front, and he's now building a 4th? Holy spoons, is this some kind of custom Legalese breakout strat that he's got on the loose here, where he just, like, relentlessly spams mortars and, like, locks out the map? Because I'm serious now, 3 mortars, and he's built 4. He just donated 1 to GentleFox. I mean, that is an atypical build. That is pro casting and analysis. You'll not often get better than that. Remember the words of Magpie when he said, when somebody did something unusual, that is an atypical build. That's right. All right. We got the spicy analysis. He is really determined that he wants to burn this building out, isn't he? I was wondering why he was flaming it before. I still don't get it. I mean, this isn't really damaging the building. Is he trying to set it on fire? Okay, now it's on fire. Okay, yeah, he's just trying to burn the building down. Fair enough. Right, I guess that makes sense. You got to do what you got to do. Lots of flamethrowers appearing on these rear echelons. My god, and these Volks just getting utterly mortared down. They were in a building, and that mortar salvo, which was like 3 shots, just took off half their health. Whoa! Oh, an almighty counter smite on this mortar is actually going to just nuke it out, I think. Yeah, so there goes one of the mortars. Somehow, GentleFox winning this epic mortar off. And he's pushing forward with STG Volks and Jaeger Lights, going to retake this VP here. Bear in mind as well, he's also active on the flanks here, was just grabbing the fuel point back. So GentleFox here is just attacking on all fronts. This is kind of brutal. Stuart's coming right now, and there is no Rakettenwerfer or any real answer for the Stuart. So that's going to be the Hail Mary here for the American player. But until then, my God, he's just being severely ransacked here. How is this happening? God damn, this is such an indirect fire-off, and it looks like these Volks, are they going to be tempted to come forward for an incendiary on this soft position here? No, I think that they should really... Oh, they're not going to go for this mortar, are they? Oh my God, they're coming straight in. This is risky now because there's two flamethrowers very close to them. They need to fall back, and they do. Tried for the squad wipe on that mortar, was not forthcoming. But I do like what GentleFox was trying to do, and forcing this mortar back means that he's kind of even in the indirect fire stakes for this next phase of play, so... My goodness, that was just some very savvy and supreme play there from GentleFox. I can't remember the last time I saw a US player look this much on the back foot, you know, throughout the early mid stages of the game. GentleFox here, absolutely ferocious. And you know what? Doing it with like such a normal looking build. I mean, this was all just Volks, Storm Pioneers, Kugelwagen, and a light gun, and you know, and then he stole a mortar tube. You know, this was not crazy cheese. This was just savvy plays. It kind of breaks my mind how good he's made all of this stuff look in the face of like this many flamethrowers and mortars on this map. But anyway, so Vodka Company beginning to get his house back in order, going to grab back his fuel point. The Stuart's on the front now, beginning to police the movement here. So a Panzer Shrek is now finished on these Storm Pioneers. They're going to cast a warning Shrek round at this Stuart. It does miss, but that's going to tell Vodka Company that he cannot approach that building willy-nilly with the light tank. I guess GentleFox will be looking to scrub in a Kettenwerfer next. I don't know. Kettenwerfer seems suspect when your opponent has this many tubes. I wonder if GentleFox knows that his opponent has constructed 4 mortars this game. I mean, he knows he's constructed at least 3, but I wonder if he's actually fully cognizant of the fact that his opponent still has 3 tubes here. Plus, I'd love to see these tubes push up a little bit. They're not taking as many shots as they could. If this one just moved here, this one just moved here, and this one here just moved, like, I don't know, like here or something, he would be taking more shots. But he's probably taking enough for his taste. So, I'm very keen to see what GentleFox does next. So it looks like a Schwerpanzer HQ coming up in this position. A solid defensive position here. It is a little exposed on the flank. This is not inconceivable that an American player with a couple of AT guns or a tank could take this one out whilst you're being busy elsewhere on the map. But you know, in that position it will also provide some backfield protection, most notably of the fuel point there. So that's going to be very useful for GentleFox. You know what, I've just realised the best thing about this matchup, possibly, is that there are no snipers for me to miss the deaths of. I've just realised that. Woohoo! That's why I picked this game. So anyway, it looks like we've got Jaeger Lights, Volks patrolling in the west. They are probably going to overcome these riflemen, but we'll see. It depends how that engage actually goes. US forces, with the flamethrowers, going to overrun through mid here. So I think the mortar tube and the light gun, yeah, they're going to have to get out of here. Actually, very close to getting a bit Flammenwerfered on the way out there. That's risky. Volks Grenadiers here with the STGs, going to scramble, mobilise here to counter all of these units. Stuart just cautiously rolling forwards. There are some Jaeger Lights here that I'm sure he would love to Stuartify. Oh, these Jaeger Lights getting burned up in cover. This is not good. I wonder if GentleFox is going to call a fallback on this unit, or if he's just going to use it absorbing fire whilst the STGs do their deadly work up close. Rear echelons get 3-star vet, but they're getting badly beaten back. And these Storm Pioneers cannot get a Shrek hit on that Stuart to save their life. That Stuart was like under their arc there for several shots. And they just, I think they were firing, but they just didn't appear to do any good from it. Now Jaeger Light's picking down these riflemen as well, so getting some more good kills. And GentleFox just trading value here, but he's falling behind on the army size stakes. He's also stacking a large amount of manpower. Looks to me like he's probably going to go for a Panzer IV. I mean, this could be a Jagd, but I really hope I doubt it. It could also be an Ostwind, but I really hope I doubt it. I reckon a Panzer IV right now is a smart choice. It beats almost everything up in the top right. You can bully your way around the map. It gives him a solid answer to the Stuart, which at the moment he actually desperately needs. In fact, to be honest, actually, I have to say, this Stuart, it could have been a lot more active, I feel. It could have been like policing back the Axis advances in this area. Like the only AT unit, and I know Vodka Company doesn't know this, and I do, but the only AT unit right now is these Storm Pioneers. So I think it would behoove Vodka Company to just be a little more probing with this tank. I suppose you run the risk of mines, but that's what American Superglue is for, right? So I mean, you know, I think that the Stuart, he has been quite passive with it. You know, just using it to support back and forth along this axis here. Not so great, I think, but you know, not terrible either. It is still alive. It has 3 kills. It has nearly a level of veterancy, well, 2/3. You know, it's not been doing awfully. So, Volk's heading on out into the south and the east, going to start trying to recap a load of stuff. And I'm going to pause for a quick sip on my drink. Vodka Company here is actually just exterminating all of the buildings on the map. I mean, this is what happens when you mix alcohol and RTS, I think. The rage comes out and you just start burninating all of the countryside. And this is very special behavior, what's going on here. This is not a thing I've often seen. Anyway, here come the Jaegerlights. They're going to try and take out these guys. Yeah, Panzer IV is the choice here from GentleFox, and I think that, like I was saying, I think that actually makes a ton of sense. He's also stacking tons of munitions. No wonder he has all the upgrades on his squads. Oh yeah, using the spicy grenade package there to dislodge some troublesome echelons and damage the hell out of a building. I always forget how much that package can do to buildings. The infiltration grenade package. It can be absolutely sinister. But the USF player is making some good gains right now. He's seeking to reclaim as much map as he can. Down at 424 under 44. Sorry, up at 448 over 424. My bad. Didn't realise that Vodka Company had caught up on the scoreline. That's actually turbo relevant. That's really good. Stuart here is going to make itself useful against these Volks, yeah, immediately forcing a fallback. Meanwhile, it looks like these riflemen, whoa, they're still fighting out here. Jaegerlight's just picking them down, and now they got Storm Pioneers up in their grill, which ain't going to be a thrill if you're Vodka Company. Oh, Vodka, no, I wouldn't leave this guy here. Oh, the Jaegerlights for sure should get a pick off here. No? Yep, okay, so it looks like the Storm Pioneer is going to gun him down on the way back. And that's going to be just a squad wipe there through a little bit of inattention from Vodka Company. Just the fallback, probably about a second too late. And that's Company of Heroes 2 for you. These things do happen, even the very best players in the entire world. You know, nobody is immune to squad wipes. So, yeah, that's what happens. Here comes the P4. Oh, spicy. Is that the Halloween camo? Oh, it looks lovely. Immediately engaging the Stuart. The Stuart here going to use his engine breaker and the tread shot and the vision block damage. Kind of annoying. Where's the AT gun for the American player? Oh, it is right here, so that is properly positioned, as you would hope. That's going to ping back this Panzer IV here momentarily. The Panzer IV as well not holding fire here. There's the AT round, so now he needs to GT the FO with that. Captain as well chipping in some Zook shot. And just a little bit of Woolly Pete. Woolly Pete, the white phosphorus artillery, going to come on down here. So, yeah, this Panzer IV, that does look really spicy in the Halloween camo. I have to say I do like that. It does look properly malevolent. Props to GentleFox for choosing this... one here. That's really sweet. Yeah. Anyway, So it looks like both factions here, both players, just going to take a moment to repair their vehicles, lick their wounds, reinforce their squads, get ready for another push. It is right now the American player who has score advantage, or will do shortly. When he captures this, of course, it'll be GentleFox who'll be bleeding out, albeit slowly. GentleFox as well, reaching for a Rakettenwerfer and an additional light gun, so looking to buff his indirect fire to compete with the stupid amount of tubes that Vodka Company has here. Also going for a Searchlight half-track here is GentleFox. And when you're in an indirect fire war, that actually makes a ton of sense, so I'm excited for this. Not often we see the Searchlight half-track come out. I'm just gonna... How much are they these days? Like 205 fuel. Okay. Yeah, it's so... I mean, you know, who really builds these things? Can you really blame me for not being able to tell you the cost of that unit? I mean, seriously. That's a unit that I feel has just never found its place in the game. Like, it needs some changes even still. It's just not very good. But anyway. Whoa, these Jaegerlights getting a bit caught out. Not for long though. They will get out of there. Looks like this mortar tube also going to do the same. That one was losing a bit of an indirect fire war there. The Panzer IV is going to root out all the way around to the side here. So possibly trying to get up on top of this AT gun. But yeah, looks like Vodka Company hears it in fog of war. Going to turn in advance. To face this direction. That does make a lot of sense. The Panzer IV will get spotted by these rear echelons when they enter this building, if they enter this building. Oh, the rear echelon's clustering. Ooh, that Panzer IV cannon would have hit in the middle of that squad. That could have been quite devastating, actually, but it didn't, so that's okay. Now, rear echelons here in mid just getting cut down to size by a ton of SDG fire. Still taking fire. He's gonna get out of there. A little bit lucky, I feel, for Vodka Company there. Stuart as well taking a ton of fire. What was that from? Oh, that was the Shrek off of these Panzer Grens. Rakettenwerfer also rancing up into town here. And GentleFox is just so good at mixing up and going for attacks. He is an absolute aggressive master. Gets the Kettenwerfer deployed. Kettenwerfer, I imagine, here going to be used to counter the... No, going to face to the north. Okay. Panzer IV, I'm amazed he's not committing that in. But I suppose he knows that the AT guns... But, oh, God! Oh, God, the heavy boom boom going to rain in. And when you commit yourself to a hard point, you can get punished. But, oh, the AT gun gets smote. What is this? A mortar tube has been smote. 2 mortar tubes have been smote, actually. So losing 3 weapon teams there was Vodka Company to a very nicely positioned artillery barrage, and that was just absolutely great. He loses the ambulance as well, and then he's going to lose this mortar tube, and it is all over. GentleFox comes in like a sledgehammer against an acorn, and Vodka Company is forced to leave this game. Wow. I didn't think the game was going to end that soon, but by God, can GentleFox man an assault. Jesus! How does he get that much work done with like 1 squad of Volks? And he just creeps in here with seemingly inconsequential units, and I look at it and I think, oh, you know, a squad of Volks and a squad of Storm Pioneers ain't ever going to threaten 2 squads of rear echelons with flamers, 3 mortar tubes, a captain, a machine gun nest, for God's sake, a Stuart, an ambulance. Like that is quite an entrenched position. But they come in, they kick ass, they take names, he reins the artillery in, and that is that. Wow, that is, what a caner. GentleFox, admirable. Vodka Company there, forced to take at least 6 shots for the loss of his 3 weapon teams, and he lost the ambulance. That is 8 shots. That is not going to stand him in good stead for his next game, I imagine. But who knows? You know, maybe his sweet spot for playing is, you know, around about after that 30th shot or something. We just don't know. We don't know. He is a compulsive alcoholic, and he's very good at functioning playing RTSs after a heavy payload of alcohol. I should point out, by the way, I have no idea who Vodka Company is, but in my head, he's definitely somebody who drinks a lot when he plays. Anyways, yeah, smashing game there, smashing game. I really don't feel like Vodka Company did that much wrong, although this is a weird strat. I mean, I know it's kind of quite map specific, but holding this location that's on the screen right now is a weird strat if you are playing as US. I mean, it's just kind of a weird strat no matter who you're playing as, and I kind of liked it in a way. Like, it made sense in my head, like, hold this position, spam mortar tubes. If you're holding this position, I mean, that covers 2 of the VPs pretty handily. You know, and then you can try for that. That is, it's doable. But GentleFox's execution, like 2-3 times he got up on top of this position. First time he stole a tube, you know, and the game just kind of slipped away from there. And that relentless final assault there, I mean, really, that was just gross. Using this Searchlight half-track to be fully cognizant of exactly what units and the positioning that his opponent had, clearly pivotal to that. GentleFox just showing us how, basically, just showing us how. That was great. So yeah, wow, I guess that concludes this battle much quicker than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and this for now is Magpie842 signing out.